Hey everybody, welcome to the Tom Parsley channel. I'm Tom. Just like parsley, we get into a little bit of everything. So what are we getting into today? See the sign over here? So we're on the grounds of St. Joseph's Convent in Brentwood, New York, right on Long Island. And we're going to do a little tour of LIMPI. LIMPI stands for Long Island Native Plant Initiative. So if you want to do a native pollinator garden, you want to do a native garden, this is where you got to come to get your native plants. There are other native nurseries around, but this is the OG, as it were. They collect the seeds, they plant the seeds, and they're all Long Island native. So if you're on Long Island, come out here. It's in Brentwood. We're in Suffolk County. And if you're not on Long Island, if you're somewhere else, find a native plant nursery near you and go plant some native plants. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's take a tour of the plants over here and see what is good to plant for pollinators. So here's the info right here, Long Island Native Plant Initiative. We got some QR codes over here that you can zoom in, pause. There's the contact info and phone number and the hours that it is open. So today I was volunteering here, so you can come and volunteer and plant up. We were planting up slender mountain mint. So these are all behind me here are all native plants, and I'll go over here and show you the prices. So here's how the plants are sold. We got a cell tray, we've got pots, we've got cell packs, and there is the pricing as of July 2026. Also for you Long Islanders, there is a grant available. So if you purchase plants here, you could get reimbursed as long as you plant them. I'll put the link down below. So let's start in this row and take a walk down. So as we're walking over here, I will zoom in and show you the signs here. This is all gray goldenrod, so I'll let you stop there and pause for a minute. And then we have tall goldenrod. Goldenrods are good pollinator plants. It's just getting ready to bloom right over here. It's also a sign that summer's over, so boo, but goldenrods are really pretty. And fun fact, Star Wars, who is nicknamed Goldenrod? Put it down in the comments. So here's early goldenrod, slender golden top, not to be confused with goldenrod. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different varieties of goldenrods. We've got white avens, which I actually never heard of before. Carolina rose, and swamp rose over here. Don't get confused with Rosa rugosa. From what I understand, rugosa rose is not native. So, and then moving down to the bushes and shrubs, we've got buttonbush, which is really good if you have a rain garden or a wet area. This is really good shrub. More buttonbush. Oh, and we got a little yarrow volunteer growing in there. More buttonbush. And winged sumac, not poison sumac, don't get confused. And it does kind of look like Allianthus, but it is not. This is a really pretty native winged and staghorn sumac are two great native plants. And smooth sumac. So we got 3 types of sumacs. So you can see here in the background, we've got, we're on the grounds of St. Joseph's, which is a convent, a residence. There's a rehab facility. It's big. We're going to go take a look at some of the farms that are also out here, which is really cool. But yeah, there's pretty good property here. So if you've never been here, definitely take a field trip to even to walk the grounds. It's pretty neat. We've got prickly pear cactus over here, which is a native, and the spines, even though you could see they look pretty big, but they are small. I was weeding my prickly pear the other day, and my hands are filled with the little teeny tiny spines. But this is a really cool, very pretty yellow flower that comes up. All right, so we got both sides over here, so we're gonna go back and forth here. Blue lobelia, which is another great native. We've got, there's no sign here, but this is red maple. There's no sign here, but this is quaking aspen, I believe. No, cottonwood. This is cottonwood. It looks like aspen because it has that flat stem. Whoops, see the flat stem? And it kind of quakes in the wind. You see how it kind of moves like that? Pretty cool. Red maple, Acer rubrum, and we've got, what is it? Dogwood, Cornus Florida, which is native dogwood. What do we got? This is all lobelia, blue lobelia over here. New York ironweed. This is a great native. Purple flowers, very pretty, blue purple-ish, kind of. Milkweed, this is it. This is what you want if you want monarch butterflies, Asclepias syriaca. This is where the monarch butterfly is going to lay the eggs. The caterpillars are going to consume the leaves, and it's going to cocoon and turn into a butterfly. They will feed on the other milkweeds, but this common milkweed is what you want. But it will take over in your garden, so just be careful. And chokeberry is over here. It's kind of a native cherry bush. Cardinal flower, this, again, a wetland plant. This is really pretty, very bright red flowers. Good for hummingbirds. See, hummingbirds right there. Yarrow is in the carrot family, the umbrellaceae, because you see how it kind of forms an umbrella. Very pretty, dense stands. This is all red cardinal flower. And then we got golden aster, Maryland golden aster over here. Asters are really pretty, late fall bloomers. You know, these are all the grasses over here, broom sedge, deer tongue. And over here we've got slender-leafed mountain mint. This is what I was just potting up over behind me over here where I was volunteering. So you see how thick and lush that is? And it looks like it's, nope, that's a petal from another flower. It's not flowering yet. And then we have yellow prairie grass over here and big blue stem. So this is a native grass. This is what you want to plant instead of all those ornamental grasses that people put in. You want big blue stem because it's a native grass, drought tolerant. The deer won't eat it. We got purple top over here and purple love grass over here. And there was some small, did I pass it? Small blue stem, big blue stem and small blue stem. Oh, I think it's on the other side. Nope, I think they must have sold out because I bought some the other day. Anyway, purple love grass over here. And then we go down this aisle. And this is only one side over here. So we've got false indigo over here. Not familiar with that plant. Some weeds growing in between. Yellow wild indigo. And we've got some flowering plants over here filled with pollinators. Check it out. So you see there's some bumblebees. And this is blue verbena. There's our pollinator friend right there, a little bumblebee. Very beautiful plant. I don't know if I got this. I don't remember. I have to check my list. Boneset. This is eupatorium. This is related to Joe Pye weed, which is going to come to next. This is just getting ready to bloom. And over here, we've got some clover. This is round-headed bush clover. And this hasn't bloomed yet. It's going to bloom. Oh, it's right here. Round-headed bush clover. And here's some blooming right over there. Forked blue curls. And what we've got here, partridge pea. Never heard of that before. That's a new one for me. I don't know what this is, partridge pea. I gotta research that. I don't know what that is. And here's the Joe Pye weed, hollow Joe Pye weed, which grows really tall. Let's see, 2 to 4 feet and 2 to 6 feet tall. It needs a lot of water, but this is just a pollinator magnet. And hemp dogbane, I have this growing at home. This is really good for fiber. So if you want to make some cordage, this is what you want to grow. But if you have a dog, be careful because hemp dogbane has, just like milkweed, has toxic sap. There's an alkaloid in the sap that will slow down the heart. So you don't want to be careful when you're planting that. All right, we'll go up the last row here and you get a view of the greenhouses in here. This is where we're doing some volunteer work, and greenhouses further down. And we've got buttonbush over here. We've got white vervain over here, which is blooming. Very pretty. And this is another butterfly magnet over here, the butterfly weed, the tuberosa. Very pretty. And we've got some asters over here. Asters are fall bloomers. Virgin's bower, I have some of this growing also. This is native clematis, and this is what it looks like here. This is a vine, so if you need a vine, native vine, definitely get that. This is the same over here, just a little bit bigger. Wild bean, Virginia creeper. Virginia creeper is native, but it can kind of take over. That's what's happening in my lawn. Oh, here's the little blue stem. This is good too. This is another prairie grass, but it's smaller than the big blue stem. Coastal Joe Pye weed, like the other Joe Pye weed we had. Eastern red cedar. This is a good native evergreen. Groundsel bush. I think it's also called marsh elder as a common name. And this grows where it's really wet and moist. Beach plum, if you've ever had beach plum jam, this is it right here. This grows in a lot of our coastal areas. And then at the end over here, we've got the greenhouses where everything is kind of starting and moving along. I'll show you the inside of it. This is the old tennis courts of the, when this was a whole fully functioning school, resident school. So this is one hoop house, and this is another hoop house, and I guess room for another one because this was all the old tennis courts. This whole area is LIMPI, Long Island native plant. Oh, and look at the cupola over there, pretty cool. I think I got struck by lightning the other day because I was here during a massive rainstorm, and there was a big thunderclap, and pretty cool. So that is the cupola off in the distance there. And we're going to take a walk and see the other farms that are here. There are a bunch of other CSA farms over here, so we'll take a look at that also. So let's go. All right, so we're walking out. So definitely check out LINPI if you want some native plants. The staff there are super helpful. You describe where you're putting all the plants, and they will help direct you exactly what you need to get. Cash, credit cards, either one. And like I said, it's not just for Suffolk County. I think it's all of Long Island. There is grant money available. So if you make a big purchase of native plants and you saw the prices, it can add up. You can definitely apply for a reimbursement, which is pretty cool. So let me turn you around. So let me show you some of the areas here. So all of this is all farms that are run by various organizations. There's one big farm over here. This is called Red Fox Farm. And there's another farm over here that I think is run by Island Harvest. So Island Harvest is a food bank. So they will, I don't know the logistics, so you'd have to look it up, but I'm pretty sure if you put some volunteer time in, you get your plants back. So there's some fruit trees over here, and we got some sunflowers over here, which is really nice. Yeah, Healthy Harvest Farm through Island Harvest. And we'll just take a quick walk down here and see, here's all the fruit trees over here, which is pretty cool. What kind of fruit is this? I think, yeah, this is persimmon. Look, if you've never seen a persimmon before, that is a persimmon. I'm pretty sure this is a Asian fuyu, or what's the other Asian persimmon? That's what that is. You got persimmon, fun fact, you can only eat after it's been frozen by a frost. So let me just turn you around and get a good view of everything that's here. Given where we are, you would never know that this was here. I mean, we're in pretty much the heart of urban Suffolk County, and there's acres and acres and acres of land over here, all being used for, residencies and schools and daycare and convents and things like that. But most of the land here is being used for farm. There's a big CSA up at the main road entrance. It's called Thera Farms, Thera. But there's also right up here another, I thought someone was behind me. There's another CSA farm. So LINPI, right over here, Long Island Native Plant Initiative, and then all these CSA farms over here. Let's go take a look. There's a raven. Let me zoom in. Where'd you go? There he is. I heard him before I saw it. You hear him? Get your Merlin app out. So was it a Baltimore raven or Edgar Allan Poe raven? I don't know. So this is Red Fox Farm. I'll show you the sign in a second here. Pretty substantial CSA farm. Here's the sign, Red Fox Farms. This is St. Joseph's, Brentwood, New York. That's where we are. And you can see how big of a farm this really is, and potential for more fields over there. And there's some of the buildings of the residents over here. I don't know if that's, they used to be classrooms here. There's a raven again. Hear him? I don't know if you can hear him. But ravens tell a difference. They are corvus, which are crows, crow family, blue jays, ravens, crows. Ravens have a very deep, almost guttural call. Very unique, very distinct than a crow. Crow's a little bit different, and ravens are much, much, much bigger than crows. And you could definitely see them. So let me come around the other side so we can get a better look. So behind me here's a row of, I think it's blackberries, and then a row of elderberries. And then this field is open. I guess will eventually either become a succession field or maybe they're going to expand. I don't know, but they have the room. And again, this is so pretty over here and it's so peaceful. Given where we are, you would never know that this was here. So I encourage you to come out. I encourage you to go to LIMPI, get some native plants if you're local to Long Island, and plant a native pollinator garden. We'll try to make another video on the how-tos of a native pollinator garden. But the 3 things to remember about native plants and planting them is the first year, they're gonna sleep. Second year, they're gonna creep. And the third year, they're gonna leap. So it'll take a couple of years to establish a native pollinator garden. And you gotta be up on the weeding and up on the watering, but you will be rewarded by a massive pollinator garden if that's what you want. So this is Tom from the Tom Parsley channel, thanking you for coming along on the journey. And don't forget those 3 things: like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.